No,
just skip it. Just go ahead.
Yeah. You guys don't get to hear that fun little intro, so I guess we'll make that up to you next time.
And because of the blizzard going on and that, we're doing our imitation of the two Canadian icons. We're doing the Mackenzie brothers here, so we're just a couple hose heads.
See, he gets it. He gets what we're going for.
Yeah, we're a couple hose heads. We didn't even put the sound on, so
yeah, it's a bit of a different setup for us today. I recently just set up the studio here at the house, so we're not in different rooms. We're not over Skype, so we finally got things all set up. Figured maybe it'll go a little smoother this way, and
not so far.
Didn't seem to be the case. No. But how's everyone doing? Let's see here. We've got a decent amount of stuff to go over this week. Oh, I'm seeing something I forgot to put in there, so I'll have to do that. We got a fair amount of comics this week. They're all okay. They're good. I think last week was a really strong week, so it's going to be pretty tough to come back from that.
Yeah.
And then we'll chat a little bit about some stuff. I know you had some things you wanted to bring up. And then we'll do a quick little review for Eternals. And spoiler free.
And we also have more details on the giveaway for the Mike Ruth drawing. So we'll go over that a little later on too. All right.
Cool.
Let's start announcing, let's thank some of our buddies.
Yeah, as you can see on screen, there are some very nice logos. There's the Big Country Comics team and the Tags group there. Things are getting sketchy. Big shout out to them, everyone there. I've seen a few people in the comments from Tags there already. Let's see, who was it? Alicia. So, howdy to you. And 204 Comics.
Yeah, for sure. We got our weekly pulls from there with the blizzard and that, and with also today being a holiday, neither of us have got our physical copies yet, but they're sitting there, and I'm sure there's a big pile of that. So we did everything digital this week, which we don't normally like to do because I am a solid book reader, but yeah, we're going to do it this way. And I want to give not only a shout out to the Tags group, but also I want to thank them because kind of last minute last week and on Saturday night, I ended up hosting the show. Or guest hosting, I should say. I always watch the show, and they knew I was watching that evening, and Justin was going to have the night off because he was just, had a lot to go take care of, And, yeah, so I kind of volunteered kind of jokingly, and they decided, hey, let's try it out. So if you guys don't check out Tags, it's a great show on every second Saturday, and it's fun. You get to, if you want, you can enter your name. You can get pick. If you are picked, you get to decide what the artist draws, and you can make them draw anything. The mashups they make or some of the creativity is just bonkers sometimes. So again, check it out. And again, they've put out a book, and we've been promoting it the last few weeks. Our copy's just behind us here. They got that on their website too. So the stuff that they've done over the last 2 years with COVID and that, it's all there.
Just their last year, I think, with that book.
Yeah, about a year, a year and a half, 2 years. So yeah, check that out too. It's all good. All right, now let's get on with the show. You hose head.
Yeah, so let's see. I was able to swap some things around for us. So let me clean this all up. So first up, we'll have from Marvel Comics. I think some people have heard of those guys, or they're relatively new to the comic scene.
Oh, Disney Day's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow morning. I think it starts at 6 in the morning or something crazy like that.
Is it really that early?
I think so. I heard that.
There we are. Okie dokie. Oh, and I'm missing one more. You can get started while I figure out my new layout.
Which one do you want me to start off with?
Venom, yeah.
Oh, Venom? Okay. Yeah, so we got... Oh, I should have known that there.
Yeah, you have the cues up there now.
I'm not used to looking at that. Yeah, so Venom Number One, again by Marvel. We got another rebooting of the series. The authors are Ewing and Ram V. I'm interested about the Ram V part. Ewing does a lot of cosmic stuff too, but Ewing and Donny Cates basically, flip books. Venom is now doing by Ewing, and now the Hulk is being done by Donny Cates, so we'll see how that goes. This book of Venom actually has both the characters in it. You got Eddie's still being, the king in black. He's out in space dealing with that. He's kind of the, a space god. And then you got Dylan, the son, the younger one, on Earth, and he's more of the traditional Venom. Yeah. So it tells both their stories. It tells them simultaneously but separate. And it's interesting to see. They've already introduced some new characters, and looks like maybe a new nemesis. I'm not too sure yet, an antagonist, but we'll see. And yeah, I was a little curious to read it just because it was a new Venom book. The Donny Cates stuff started off okay, but kind of lost me towards the end. Ewing is a great writer. I enjoyed him on the Immortal Hulk, but the Ram V part was what made me want to do it, because he's the one that's been doing the Swamp Thing and that lately too, and he's just awesome. So
yeah, for myself, it was just more so with it being like Eddie Brock's son taking over as Venom, because we'd seen that just happen. I think it was towards the end of one of the last issues of the previous Venom series, or maybe it was in one of the preview titles that they had done.
No, it was both. It was at the end of the whole King in Black thing.
Yeah. So, just like you said, Venom's running around. He's the new King in Black, and he's in control of the whole symbiote hive mind. He can jump mind to mind. And, I mean, that story is neat, but I've never been one for the intergalactic part of Marvel.
No. Well, I like that, just not with Venom.
Yeah, the whole Venom flying around out there with, like, the Venom core type thing is a little bit weird.
Or when he was a Guardian of the Galaxy.
Yeah, and Agent Venom too that was all right,
but same thing. Cosmic.
But cosmic, right? So to see this is a bit more of a classic Venom. It feels like, or at least portrayal wise, he's not some crazy cosmic god like they've been building him up to be the last few years. Not that Donny Cates did a bad job. Donny Cates did a great job, and I think he had a lot to do with the character becoming really hot again in the last few years.
Well, I think they get both. You get both kind of taste covered with this. You get the cosmic part, and you get the down to earth part. So we'll see how it goes. But it was all right for a first issue. I'll probably check out other ones, but I don't know. The art was good. The art was awesome. I really like the art.
I really like the way they're drawing Venom in this one. Like,
it's Brian
his
Hitch.
son.
Yeah, Brian Hitch is doing the art. So Brian Hitch is a pretty good artist. So, all right, let's go on to the next one.
Yeah, next up we've got still from Marvel, and that is The Thing. And this is part of a new series, and I don't think it's meant to be a very long one.
No, it's just a few issues.
And it seems to be meant to take place in more the classic Fantastic Four.
Exactly.
Maybe 70s, 80s, probably more 70s.
It's definitely more 70s.
And it's definitely drawn that way, too. And what's interesting, and I thought about it when reading one of our later books, is lots of books are going back to this style where they use the same type of art and same type of coloring, but it's much more defined. Like, it's like high definition,
Yeah.
Not that old print style.
Yeah, high definition of pop art, I call it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got Tom Riley doing the artwork on this, and then you got Walter Mosley doing the story. And it is a very classic Thing story, nothing too original in there, kind of, again, formalic, which is not too bad. Ben has been like cursed by a ghost type of thing or something, which I don't understand that part too much. But
I thought it was Kindred at first. It looked so much. I thought they just got rid of that guy. I really hope they're not bringing him back.
I thought the exact same thing. It had to look there, but it wasn't. So then he's dealing with that, and then he's got they got some kind of silly part there where some kind of weird new dating service wants to hook him up with people. So we'll see where it goes from there. It's kind of interesting, but nothing too strong. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I always find like the Thing could be an interesting character, but it just never seems to be. I don't know why they always try to ground him in like in his his neighborhood and stuff like that, and that's what's going on here too. So
I don't know. It seemed like a bit of a weird story. I liked the part where it was some classic 70s Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I like that part too.
But when it started getting into the weird, he's got a weird Kindred demon curse.
Yeah, that was dumb.
And the whole weird heart swapping thing they're doing, I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah. The art was good. I like that though.
It was really good art. For, like, I like the cover. It reminds me of those two-tone ones they had last year, or I guess it's just this year.
Yeah.
It's almost the end of the year now. Next up, I've got Star Wars High Republic.
That's all you?
Yeah. I've been a fan of the High Republic stuff. We've talked about it all the time. And they've started their new arc a few issues back. And when we last covered it, I think her name is, I can never remember. It's like Tanty or something.
Yeah. That's a wicked cover, by the way.
This one here?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's awesome. Actually, one of the Vader comics coming up is starting to look a little bit similar to that with the Crimson Rain or whatever it's called there.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, side tangent there. So she was undercover there, and she was undercover with one of the other Jedi, and I didn't read the previous issue, but I read this one, and something's happened in between, and they've been made, and they've made contact with the Jedi group at the Light Spire. I think that's what it's called, Light Spire Outpost, something like close to that, Spire's Light. Yep. I don't know. Starlight. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Starlight.
And it's I don't know what happened in between. That issue seemed like it would have been a really helpful one to read, but that's on me for not following up with the issue in between. As a whole, and these High Republic books have really good art. I find the mainline Star Wars ones, whether it's Bounty Hunters or Vader or just Star Wars, or even Dr. Aphra, those ones have a bit more of a lifelike painted style. Whereas these ones just go full-blown comic book art. They don't try to, prove their Star Wars. And it works really well for it. The art's always phenomenal.
Yeah, and I like this series, but I like the High Republic Adventures just a little bit more.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of the Adventures.
That one has a little bit different art. That one is a little bit more cartoony because it is geared to be a little bit more of an all-age series. But it's actually ties into this. Well, it goes on at the same time. They continue each other. It's awesome. I like that. But yeah, this one was okay. All the Star Wars books are okay. I mean, but it takes a lot to make them awesome nowadays because there's so many good ones. But just to respond to Stefan there about it's a dating thing that I wouldn't understand. It's true. It's been a long time since I've been dating, and I'm definitely not looking forward to doing any kind of those apps and stuff. So you're probably right.
Well, you have a hard enough time on your phone. I don't think you'll be getting dating apps anytime soon.
Yep. I just need the pandemic to end because I can get by on charm.
Well, okay. Maybe we shouldn't do this sitting next to each other. We get off topic too much.
Yeah, it's funny.
Next up is one of our favorite books that we covered, and I think it's probably both one of our favorite Batman books right now, is Batman and the Imposter.
Yeah.
And like we said in the last one, it does feel very similar to what they're doing with the Robert Pattinson Batman movie.
Yep.
And you actually said the screenwriter actually has a hand in this.
Yes, the writer there, Matthias Tomlin is the screenwriter for the movie. And Andrea Sorrentino is the artist, and we've mentioned his name a few times. I don't actually know if that's male or female, so I apologize. It could be male or female. It says Andrea there, but yeah, I don't know if it is or not, so I apologize. But either way, I enjoyed their work a lot. We've seen it on a few titles in the last couple months, so it's great. Yeah, and this one then again too, it's not in any continuity, even though the guys from the movie are writing it. It's not. It's just kind of an Elseworld story.
Nope.
And what's happening so far in this story is in Gotham. Again, it's like the first couple of years of Batman. He's very young and full of rage and stuff and that still. And the 1%ers are tired of him interfering in their deals, which is like corrupt government and business and stuff. So they have their own imposter Batman out there now, murdering people, even though criminals, and they're framing him for it. And yeah, so now he's dealing with that. He's still meeting with Leslie Tompkins every morning and trying to deal with all that stuff. She has no dilemma all the time whether to turn him in or not. Now he's kind of, I won't say, he started off, kind of involving himself with the lead detective in the whole Batman crime squad unit just to find out what he knew about her.
I thought that was an interesting take.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. And now he's kind of falling for her, which I know happens in all Batman stories. But it's still kind of cool because, it seems like she kind of already figured it out. But maybe she's being blinded by love more than him, and he's admitting that he's just using her. But again, he's just admitting that to himself or trying to convince himself. And yeah, the art again is really dark, and I'm liking it. So it's good still.
I'm really enjoying this book. and I think there's a few Batman villains that they're throwing in there that as I'm seeing them in this style, I'm thinking, wow, they'd be really good as just like a side villain for Batman to go after in the newer movies.
Oh, like the way they have that Ratcatcher guy.
They have Ratcatcher. They have the ventriloquist.
Yeah, but it's not really them. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that there is so many bloody Batman books right now. Because this book, if it was only like 2 or 3 or even 4 Batman titles out there, this would really stand out.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is, well, actually, I have 2 things to say about it, and they might contradict each other. This one feels like if it were, like you said, only a couple Batman titles, this could be in like a really big Batman book, like a Killing Joke or a Year One. Like the story is good.
More of an impact.
However, reading this one, I did feel like it was very similar to Daredevil Season 3, where Kingpin hired his own fake Daredevil in Bullseye.
Yeah.
It feels very similar to that.
Yeah, it's not super original. Like a lot of the stuff we'll talk about tonight, it's new takes on stuff, but it's just like, it's original, not original story. It's just new interpretations, whether it's been updated or changed because of different universe type of thing. But yeah, just the way it goes. But yeah, this one is still good. But it's just unfortunate there's so many Batman titles because I mean it's like literally this month for DC, I think there was like more than 2/3 of the stuff this week was Batman.
Well, and that's like our next book we've got up here too is Robin and Batman.
Right.
Again, a really great book.
Yeah,
awesome artwork.
Because it's written by Jeff Lemire.
But exactly, it's a Jeff Lemire book, and we have one more of his up here later on too.
Yeah, and with the artwork, you got Dustin Nagine doing there, or Nagine. I always murder his name. But yeah, and his artwork is amazing. It's just like you see in the cover. It's all that painted, soft, watercolor artwork. It works great. Again, this is a very familiar story. I've read Robin Year One or early Robin many times. So, but being Jeff Lemire writing it, I wanted to see what his take was on it, and it's still good. It still follows the same formula of that. It's Robin. He's getting ready to try out to being out in the field, and he does his first kind of mission and doesn't do that well. But it continues on, and I think the main thing I want to keep reading about it because again it's just the first issue is how Lemire's going to change it, like how he's going to make it different. And just the artwork, like I said, just the artwork itself. Dustin Nagine does amazing stuff all the time, and I've bought many a book just to see his cover or read his artwork inside. So.
Well, and reading this one, and I feel like I'm gonna.
It's pretty short too, because I believe it's like only three or 4 issues. I know it's up.
Yeah, it's only 3 issues.
Yeah, 3 issues. So.
It almost feels like.
So it's
whatever Batman-related stuff, whether it's a Nightwing book or Robin, Teen Titans, whatever, even the Titans show, anyone that's not Batman is painting Batman in a pretty harsh light.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he's taking kids out into the field like this.
Batman's a psycho.
And Robin calls him on it. Alfred calls him on it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see that because obviously it's something that's been touched on many times before. But I think a lot of people are getting into comics or even interested in stuff like this because of stuff like the Titans show
Oh, for sure. Because it's being done well.
Yeah.
And in this book, too, there's even that conversation with Alfred and Batman where he says, I won't take children out to the field to get them killed. And Alfred says, well, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Between those 2 books, I can't pick a better of the 2.
This one.
I like it because it's
for the art.
And because Lemire.
The story is good, but definitely this one for the art.
I'm always a sucker for painted art like that, but that the art in the other book is pretty good too. That Andreas or Torino is pretty good. Okay, go on.
Yeah. So next we've got a book from Aftershock.
One of our favorites, Aftershock, man.
One of our favorites. Yeah, we have to say that there might be someone from Aftershock in the audience here.
Yeah.
Just guns off to the side of my head here.
Yeah, slightly associated.
So this one, My Date with Monsters.
Different opinion time.
Yeah. This is the first book from Aftershock that I've read in quite a while that I didn't enjoy. And I got about halfway into it, and I stopped reading it.
I know. I found that very strange that when you said that. So this one, well, you can go on while I find my info here, but tell them what you didn't care for.
It didn't grab me. It just felt I don't know. It was just I really can't explain it. Reading it, it just felt like it was a struggle to read. Like I just had to force myself to read it. I wasn't captured by it.
Did you like the art?
Yeah, the art was good. All their little monsters and stuff looked wicked.
Yeah, I love the different versions of monsters.
But the characters, I just couldn't. Other than the big dude, I mean, I really couldn't get into it.
Yeah, the big dude being that big green guy on the screen.
Yeah.
There's that one silly monster, and just that alone would make me want to pick it up if someone told me about it. But there's that one monster that just has an eyeball for a butt.
Yeah, yeah, I saw
He's
that
all
one.
bent over, that was kind of creepy at first too. But so yeah, from Aftershock, you got Paul Tobin doing the writing, and then you got Andy McDonald doing the art. And I like the artwork too. It's kind of very much like you see on the cover. I'm not sure if it is the actual cover artist or not. But what happens in this book is the government tries to weaponize dreams, and the program did not work out. What happened is that by doing this, they kind of like opened up a portal, which we hear about all the time, where no dreams can come out when people dream. So what they have to do now to deal with this is everybody has to take a pill called the blanket pill. And when you take this, you can you can sleep without your dreams coming to alive. So what happens now is there's this one lady who, she was actually involved in the creation of this program, and now she's, her husband was the main guy behind it and did all the screwing up stuff, and now she's left. They were all killed, and she's left behind now, and she's actually part of the team and the program that deal with the renegade dreams that do still escape. So there are a few people who either don't take the meds, or some people that can't take the meds, like her daughter's one of those people. And the big green monster kind of is a bodyguard for them. So when there's monsters around, he eats them to survive and just to get rid of them. So it's kind of bonkers. It's a little bit like Monsters, Inc., but a little bit more spookier in that. Yeah, that's kind of what it is in a nutshell. I know I'm all over the place there, but it is kind of all over the place. But I kind of liked it. I thought it was kind of neat. It's like Monsters, Inc. meets Men in Black, and like I said, that big green monster, just devours all the monsters, and yeah, it's kind of cool.
Oh, Raptors win.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna have to have a second screen here set up so we can have the Raptors game going on in the background.
Yep, we will.
All right, let's get things swapped over here. There we are. And this is one that was a weird book.
I was anticipating this book for a while.
I enjoyed it more than the last one, but honestly, really, really weird. There we go. And I read all of them at once, but I think it was this one that was broken into chapters.
Yep.
And like every 1 or 2 pages was a different chapter.
Yeah.
But
that was a neat way because that was just their way of changing settings, and that was remember a couple of weeks ago or last week we were complaining about that one book that didn't do that. So this was pretty cool for like that.
But this one was a lot. Like,
okay.
I mean, it was like a 40 or 50 page book.
Yeah, it's double
literally, and in some was you'd get a few cells, and then the next page again was another chapter.
Yeah,
that felt. It helped because it gave you distinguishment between, but I think it was almost a little too much.
Okay. I like this book. It was creators or Tyler Bass and Matthew Rosenberg. Sorry, Boss. I should say not Bass. And it's an interesting story. It kind of has. You got one of those dystopian societies, which always seems to be around, but in this environment, there's no adults, and it seems like once you get close to being an adult, you get aged out, and you either have to leave or you get killed, but you definitely get excommunicated. So you find out too that this area is all surrounded with and run by shadow people. They kind of bring in new members to all the little towns and stuff like that, or little cells of people, and they kind of not tell you, but you can find out that these are the people that let these people travel or not travel, and that. Yeah, what happens with in the story in this episode or issue is that one of the guys, and I believe his name is Slug. Was it Slug? I think his name was Slug.
It is some weird name.
Yeah, I think his name is Slug. And he comes back after being cast out for being older, and he is he's hurt. He's been beat up. He's dying. He's been beat up so bad. And they bring him in the house, and the one pregnant girl is talking to him and taking care of him while he's dying, while the others are outside dealing with a situation that has occurred because other people have seen that he's back, and the other gangs and stuff in the area are going to come and they'll kill him because you can't have adults around. So all that's going on, and she ends up getting a map from the guy, and he tells her that he found the forbidden area, and it's kind of like everything's there and it's kind of perfect and that. So he kind of realizes that the shadow people have been lying to him, type of thing. So he dies, and they go outside, and the squabble does get settled for now, and it kind of starts off going from there. So I think there'll be some high hopes from this book. It kind of has like a Walking Dead type of feel and artwork to it. So yeah, I think it'll be a good book. And it's from Image.
I wouldn't have been surprised if this one is even just a one-off, just done like that, because they could have ended it just there, going out into the world or standing up on the rooftop. Like for a first issue, I think it did a really good job just to contain its own little story there.
Oh yeah, right too. So and I forgot at the end of the story. After the person died, that Slug, the I guess that little society there is kind of having a funeral, a little wake for the guy, and they end up doing a little bit too much partying, and the pregnant girl ends up being missing. Someone looks like they've taken her, and there's just like a lot of blood and a knife left behind. So we don't know if she's been killed or kidnapped or what. So it does end on that cliffhanger. That's the part that grabs you. So I forgot about that part. It's a good thing I have those notes, because again, I read a lot of these books in one batch like you, and it just seems like one big flow.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the thing when you're reading digitally too. You don't have that same.
Yeah.
It all just becomes one long blur.
Yeah, I agree totally.
Like this one, our next one here, A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. When we had read the first issue, I didn't remember it at all. And again, I read the first page of this one, and I was thinking, this feels really familiar. And I'd realized what it was a couple pages in.
Yeah.
But much like the last one, a good story. This is one. It takes place in Vancouver.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah.
It deals a lot with Chinatown and Vancouver and stuff like that.
Yeah. The first, I almost said episode. We're saying episode a lot.
I say episodes a lot for when I
some of this stuff, I guess the way it's written, right?
Yeah,
they feel like they're...
It feels like episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
Yeah, so the artwork in this one, really, really solid.
Andre Lima Arroyo.
Oh, yeah, is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah. I've been practicing my name pronunciations.
Is it Andre?
Andre, that is for sure.
Yeah, Andre Lima
Arroyo. And Rick Remender doing the writing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now continue.
That was a hard one to pronounce. Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, another solid entry into this series. I don't think there's too much you can spoil for this book. It's pretty much a directly continuing. Like there's.
Yep.
I also don't want to say a whole lot because I think this is a series that is going to get popular, and I do not want to ruin it.
Yeah.
But nothing huge has happened yet. They're building to it, I'm sure. But it's a lot of story development, a lot of character development. And this one actually we're following the main character from the last issue, but I think it focused more on some other characters more so than him.
Yeah, there's definitely more character building and more plot thickening, and just so you're getting more feel of the whole story itself, which is good, and it is a good book. I'm glad that we're still following it. The story is continuing on, and again, you don't want to say too much because it's that type of book that if you describe it, even the slightest bit, it gives it all away because it's only real. It's not a bunch of different things, threads and stuff. So I like it. It's a good book. We're doing a lot of Image books lately because Image puts out a lot of stuff. Not all of it good, but lately they've got a good run going. So
maybe.
Well, not the Spawn stuff. We don't count Spawn.
Well, no, not Spawn, but maybe not so much our next book here either.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even know how you'd pronounce that.
Phenom X.
Phenom X?
Yep.
It's not Phenomics?
If it was all one word, it would be, but I think that's Phenom X. By Image. And by John Leguizamo, the actor, comedian.
Yeah, this one, it's not bad. It's all right.
It's cheesy.
But exactly what I said just as after I finished reading it is, it's good. I'm enjoying it, but something about it feels really familiar, and I can't put my finger on what exactly it is. I just feel like I've seen it before.
It's Luke Cage.
Yeah, another Marvel Netflix reference tonight. Then that's totally Luke Cage.
It's Luke Cage. You got, like you said, you got John Leguizamo doing it, but he also has Adam Rapport and Joe Mick doing it as well. And it is very, like Tyler said, it's very familiar. Now that I said it's like Luke Cage, it is just like you got a fellow.
Oh, I'm just drawing all the parallels now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's what it's supposed to be like, I think, and I think it will veer off. But you got a character that is like Luke Cage, or he's in jail for a crime he didn't commit. There's a lot of racial tones in this, black and Latino, because of obviously the times that we're in and the jail situation, and because of Leguizamo. This guy cracks a lot of jokes. Like I said, he's in jail for something he didn't do. He gets offered to be part of a program where they can turn people into super people, but these people only become only people who can survive the process are this one neighborhood. It's kind of like a poor neighborhood, and the reason these people can survive is because that neighborhood's been used for like a dumping ground for like industrial waste for years, so they have all this kind of radiation accumulated inside them, so it kind of saves them. But nothing too good. I don't think I'll read the second issue unless I find out it's something totally different, or unless our readers here wants us to give a little follow-up on it. But
yeah, and it's not a bad book. Like, it's got solid artwork.
Very solid artwork.
I did think the artwork is really nice, and that's one of the things that kept me into it.
It's a 90s book.
Yeah. Next here we've got from Dynamite, and I'm never one to be a huge fan of Dynamite books.
I like Nick's, yeah. I like the covers for all of them. Especially you got Perillo, and you got his girlfriend / fiance Cohen, or Carla Cohen, doing artwork and stuff for the Dynamite stuff, so I like this. Yeah, so you got Nyx, and Nyx is she's a god, or she's not a god, she's a demon. Yeah, she's a half demon. So her father is the Lord of Chaos, and her mother was human. And this character this is her first solo series, but she is a new character. She got introduced in one of the Vampira solo series or crossover series in the last couple of months there.
Lots of stuff tying in
Secret Six, I believe that was the one called, or Sacred Six. Sacred Six. So, and that's what she is. She's like a life force vampire, so she has to feed on human life force to survive every once in a while. But she's trying to do good in that. She's been around for thousands of years, and that, but she is a half fire demon. So when she wants to, she can look like that fire demon there. She's trying to live among humans and kind of make up for all the stuff that she's done for her father over the years. Kill people and stuff like that. And she doesn't want to eat people or suck their life forces or anything, but she'll do it to criminals and stuff like that. Kind of like Venom used to and stuff like that. So. Again, I wanted to read it just because it was the first issue of the series. It's okay. Artwork inside isn't that great. It's
see, I thought it was decent.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but it's nothing special.
I don't think anyone's really reading Dynamite books for a really great story.
No.
And it's usually their artists, whether it's the covers or the actual artwork on the inside that's keeping people around. Yeah,
it's okay. You got Christos Gage doing the writing, and Mark Bestat's doing the art inside. It's alright, but I mean, I probably won't read anymore. I've been reading the Red Sonja stuff lately from the new Dynamite stuff and the Vampira stuff, and it's been pretty good, but we'll see. This one's okay, but no, I love those covers. They're just amazing.
Yeah, they do have really great covers. And you have quite a few Dynamite covers now. And I don't understand it because I don't even really like the covers.
When I was your age, I didn't like covers like that either. But then I got older, I just did.
Became a dirty old man.
I guess so. I was gonna say appreciated it more, but.
Next up, another Jeff Lemire book,
Yeah.
and this is probably one of our favorite Jeff Lemire books right now.
And he does the artwork on this one too.
Mm-hmm.
And the artwork is all really tied into the story as well too.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Every time I read this, I don't know if it's just each book is progressing more and more, or if I'm just noticing it more and more with each book. That in this one in particular, our main character, he seems like, as he's sort of delving into this, you don't know if he's crazy, you don't know if it's whatever, and they actually go over that.
Yeah,
they go over that.
Definitely crazy. You just don't know if it's real or not.
But the contrast from the way he's drawn to other people, his character in particular looks like it's drawn with like one whole long pencil stroke doodle, whereas the other person he's interacting in this issue, theirs is a little bit more refined. It's still a bit of that like messy look that the book has.
Yeah. But
this guy's face looks like it's a weird maze in itself.
Yep. Yeah, and I love this book. Tyler, just to continue on with the artwork there, all of the book is done like in grays and blacks and whites, except where red is needed. And the red is always used in the maze.
Yep.
Red is used
symbolizes
in
his daughter.
Yeah, and red is used for blood in that. So that's awesome in this book too. Yeah, well, you're finding out more that he kind of is getting sucked into this real world now, and again, we don't know if it's like real, just real in his head, or if it's like real as in like he's willing it to be real, or if it's actually there and just normal people can't see it. But yeah, it's really cool. It looks like he's in the maze now. He has found his way from. He's realized that the maze that his daughter was working on, her last maze, is actually a city maze. And he has lined the two up, and he's gone to this alleyway to find his way in, and eventually does find his way in. And as soon as he reaches over the other side, there is a talking dog waiting for him, saying, "Hey, man, what took you so long?" So I guess they're gonna go find her. So,
but this dog also, the person he was speaking with early in the issue, was saying, "Oh yeah, I lost my dog about a year or two ago."
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's where it ties in.
Yeah.
That's what makes you even question this guy's reality even more. That was something I
besides the part of his talking.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, in Primordial, there's talking dogs too, and that one's pretty grounded aside from the cosmic stuff.
I forgot that lady said she had lost her dog. You're right. Good connection.
And that's all we have for books this week. Last week was so packed. And this week, there was some good stuff, but nothing really great, I don't think.
I thought I have one more.
Do you have one more?
I'm just looking for it. I thought I had that one, What's with Harvey Oswald's Body. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's not one. Okay, hold on.
It's from Boom.
Let me clean up the thing here.
It's from Boom, and it's called Regarding the Matter of Oswald's Body. So I will go over it. So this one is written by Christopher Cantwell and Luca, and I practiced this name, Casalaguardia.
How long is that?
It's a long Italian. Casalaguardia. So yeah, and what it deals with the Lee Harvey Oswald and his assassination.
You didn't practice that one.
I hate that name. Lee Harvey Oswald. And what's happening is that it looks like there's one guy who's putting together a team to do a mission or a project. And kind of like Ocean's 11, but it's not 11 guys. It's just like 4 or 5 guys. And this looks like this team is somehow being primed to set up like Lee Harvey Oswald or the whole situation for the assassination. So we see a few of these guys show up. They all kind of meet in that, and you kind of get introduced to them. And it's a neat Boom book. The artwork is kind of cool. I know Tyler doesn't have a picture up there right now. It's not a big deal, but it's called Regarding the Matter of Oswald's Body, and it's from Boom, and it's awesome because it has like not only like controversial stuff or with Lee Harvey and all that stuff, but it is again kind of have your X-Files stuff behind it too. So What are you looking for? There you go. Yeah.
Put it up there quick.
Yeah, just so everybody can see it. Yeah, and there's
I definitely didn't have that one on my list at all.
Yeah, that guy in the cover there, he's the
It's not up
guy
yet.
who is he is the guy that's putting the team together. So I checked that one out. Again, I don't know how many issues it's going to be, if it's going to be an ongoing series and that, but I always like stuff where they put teams together or things that are, they take history. I'm a big sucker for history pieces. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. And again, this reminds me a lot like of Department of Truth. Where you got a
awesome cover on that one.
Yeah, there's a few different awesome covers. But like I said, that's the dude, and you can see that it looks like he's walking down a stairway there, but it's just a bunch of redacted. Is that the word? Redacted
yeah, I can
reports.
See that. It kind of looks like words there. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, good start to that book, and again, neat, very neat artwork. So sorry, I guess you missed that one.
Yeah, I didn't read that one.
That's okay because I missed Star Wars. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Next up, if I can get used to my new layout here. We'll talk about Eternals a little bit. Let me put my keyboard back.
Sure. Shout out once again to Ashley and Bobby at 204.
You beat me by 2 seconds.
Poser. 204 Comics. They had a little special screening on Sunday morning in one of the smaller theaters. Nice theater, very relaxed. I didn't want to go to work after. And yeah, I enjoyed this movie. We're gonna do no spoilers here, but it's a nice array of actors. At first, I thought it was gonna be, when they first started naming these cast people, I thought, oh, Disney's just going like, let's get as much random, people and ethnicity and stuff like that in there. But it works out well because they want these people to all look different because they're supposed to kind of represent all forms of humans. So
the basis of life, really.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I liked it. Very cosmic. Very. I thought it was going to be a lot more deeper into the cosmic stuff, and it might lose some people, but it wasn't too bad. And
it was definitely advertised that way.
Yeah.
It seemed, and especially what they were telling people, more comic book fans of the Eternals, that this is going to be a die-hard Marvel cosmic movie, and delve into the Celestials and that. And it kind of does, but it's very surface level.
Yeah, and well, there's so much to it.
Oh yeah,
and the cinematography, whether it was like the real shots or the cinema, like the stuff with the Celestials and the planets and stuff, is just amazing. Amazing.
Awesome.
The characters are cool too, because most of us don't really know the Eternals. Like I can recognize, like Icarus.
There wasn't one character that I didn't like, other than what they had as their main bad guy, sort of. Yeah. One of the deviants there. I didn't really care for him, but they didn't develop him. No. He was never meant to really be the full villain.
No.
What I liked about the movie is it's not so much a battle of good and evil. It's a battle of beliefs and ideologies. And that's what I thought was interesting. Because even as they're bringing the whole team back together, none of them really know whether they support the idea or if they're, just sort of getting back together because they miss everyone.
It's how beliefs and ideas can change over time.
Yeah.
Much as like how it goes on nowadays.
I thought it was a really great movie in that regard. But like Terrence said, like it's not an exciting movie. There's not a whole lot of action. It's very much a character-driven movie.
It's not boring though. I never found it boring. Like it's over 2.5 hours or 2+ hours, and it doesn't feel like that. I never felt like that.
No, I didn't think it was a 2.5 hour movie at all.
No.
I thought it came shy of 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason for anybody to complain about this.
No, better than Black Widow.
For sure.
Different
movies, but yeah, definitely better.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was like a espionage spy film.
And I always forget his name, but he's the East Indian comedian guy who plays Kingo.
Oh
Kingo,
yeah.
I forget his real
recognize name. There's actually a lot of recognizable actors and actresses.
I love him in other stuff. Like I've seen him in lots of different movies, and he's super funny, and he's really funny in here too. But he actually just plays his serious parts. It plays well too, and I can't believe how, well, he got super jacked, but I can't believe how everyone is so jacked in this movie. Like even the druid guy that controls emotions. I didn't think he was too jacked, and then I saw his arms in that thing.
I thought it was Ezra Miller at first. He looked so similar.
I've seen that. I've seen all these people and stuff too, like just different things, like even Icarus.
Well, yeah, that's Robb Stark, Game of Thrones.
I stopped watching Game of Thrones by then because I didn't know him from there. No,
you'd see him the whole time. He's
well, maybe that's
out of the show by like season 3.
Oh, I only watched the first couple seasons.
Dead or otherwise.
But I recognized him.
Spoilers.
That he was on a show on Amazon a little while ago where he played like a Secret Service agent for this lady, and he was awesome in that show too. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a really good show. It was getting good reviews and stuff. So. Oh yeah, I've heard that. But Killing with Sacred Deer, yeah. Cool.
But to play devil's advocate, I can also sort of see what Terrence is saying, because it's the first Marvel, well, I guess Shang-Chi, but it's one of the first Marvel movies and one of the first really big blockbuster movies to come out this year.
I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet, but I will in a few hours, because on Friday morning it's free on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's right. So
anybody who doesn't know that, Shang-Chi is free on Disney Plus starting Friday morning.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I like playing devil's advocate. If you were looking for something that's a bit more action and not just story, because that's what this is. This one's a lot of story.
It's not a superhero movie.
No, it's a setup. Yeah. Like there's not a whole lot we can say without spoilers, and there's not a whole lot that is spoilers. It's just in the grander scheme of things.
Yeah, this is not a superhero movie. It's like trying to say something like Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit is a superhero movie, where it's not. It's a story.
Yeah, it was like how some people didn't like the Joker because it didn't have that real comic booky feel.
Yeah.
Not that this doesn't have a comic booky feel, but it's a different type. Right. It's a different genre.
Do you know I still haven't watched that?
Well, you've had it forever.
I just can't bring myself to watch it.
That's a great movie.
I know, and I'm sure I will like it, but I just can't bring myself to watch it.
I think we've talked about that enough for now.
Sure.
I don't have anything else scheduled here for us. What do you wanna throw up? I can find some stuff to throw up here if you let me know, and I can chuck it up there quick.
Well, there's a couple of things I'd like to talk about. I'll talk about, well, you can figure about the contest for Mike's picture, but I want a couple.
Oh, that's your plan. I don't know what you have for that.
Okay. What we're gonna do for the picture for Mike's contest here for the autograph, or autograph, but the sketch.
There's an autograph on it.
Yeah, I know, but there's a sketch picture of Swamp Thing here, so we're gonna draw that. It's gonna be easy, guys. Just throw up a like in the in the comments or whatever, or just not even that. Put down hashtag Mike Ruth or at Mike Ruth. Swamp Thing, something like that, just so we know that you acknowledge the program, and we'll deal that next week. It'll be a randomizer type of thing. Little Nat Daddy rant stuff. There's not a whole lot. There's Diamond's having some real issues. All their stuff's being hacked, their websites and all that. So I know I heard about it last week. They were having some issues. So. From what I know, Ashley said it was going to be okay, and it seemed to be okay, but you didn't know about FOC and stuff. And then now, they just said last week they had lost their website and stuff, but now they're saying this week I don't know if it's related or if it's something totally separate, but they have like ransomware stuff going on right now. Like someone's actually hacked it and stuff like that. So I stopped reading it, but that's kind of crazy.
I'm just screwing with this thing now.
No, that's fine.
It never works. Never works when I want it to work.
No, it's all good.
Put it away.
But yeah, I don't really have too much to go for, stuff like that. There wasn't a whole lot. There's always something, getting screwy in the comic industry, but nothing too much.
Yeah.
There wasn't much for trailers and stuff. There's Disney Day tomorrow, so, maybe this weekend we might do a quick little video and address some of that stuff, because Disney Plus Day starts tomorrow, so they'll be announcing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, whether it's just Disney related or Star Wars. Actually,
it has to be Disney Plus related.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not Disney. It's Disney Plus Day.
So, there's been rumors that we're going to get a look at Moon Knight. And I'm sure
that's not a rumor. They said there will be a Moon Knight trailer tomorrow.
I haven't seen it confirmed anywhere.
I saw it.
Well, your Lords of the Long Box there, they work off of sources. Doesn't mean it's confirmed.
Mikey Sutton.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Lords of the Long Box. We've been talking back and forth. They like getting our books, and they're getting a lot of response for those books too. So we've sent some more down. So shout out to them. The next batch is gonna be still from us, NatDaddy, and you can buy it through NatDaddy, but they're all Big Country's exclusives, not ours.
Yeah, not in this batch that just went.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that Moon Knight trailer is why they released the Boba Fett trailer earlier rather than at that, because I think they don't want to compete with themselves there. Like that would be too much, too big of two trailers to.
I find
back
it
to back.
Strange now that they're gonna have Disney Plus announcement day the same day that they're gonna have Shang-Chi announced or start playing on the channel, unless they plan to announce that right as well too, like first thing in the morning, like, oh, after you're done watching Disney Plus Day, go check out Shang-Chi. But,
yeah, I think it's just getting on in the year, and they have to have something, because really, other than that stuff that they've talked about that's coming in, like coming out, we've seen trailers. I don't think there's been too much that we know coming forward in the next even 6 months into the new year.
No, well, Hawkeye starts at end of the month. I'm just saying that I guess that's why they have to put out the Shang-Chi now. But.
Alicia, how about give me that uncouth art?
If she can announce, she just wants to. She just has to get her name in there. She might win it.
Well, I know now that I'm over here more frequently, we might be able to hop on and do shows a little more often, even just little bits and pieces. Because we've got a big CGC order coming back.
Yeah.
And we could do an unboxing for that if you guys want. I've taken a peek at some of the stuff that's coming back, so I know a few things that are in it.
Some pretty amazing stuff in that box coming back.
There is some nice stuff coming back.
Like,
big boy. Don't spoil it.
As Justin called it, big boy stuff.
Yeah, big boy.
Those are some big boy
Big
books.
Country Justin talking about big boy stuff.
Yeah.
I'll
say one thing. I have a Silver Age, very important Batman book, key-wise.
Oh, it's an
iconic cover, iconic moment in Batman Joker history, coming back in a 9/8.
Yeah. Well, even when you got that book originally, I thought it was a reprint.
Yes.
That I couldn't believe. I had a reprint, and the reprint was in worse condition.
Yes, I thought.
How's it going, Nappy?
This is Napoleon. I thought that book was going to come back like a 9/2. So that was amazing.
That one's nuts.
That's, if you guys want to figure it out.
In the meantime, you got any of your recent pickups back there you want to show off?
They're all upstairs.
They're all upstairs. What about this Iron Fist?
Those are not for sale.
No, not for sale, but recent pickups.
No, not too much right now. We've done it long enough.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm just so used to going longer, and we're under an hour this time.
Well, because he made me not do every book.
Not do 18 books this week?
No, and there wasn't a lot media-wise and TV show-wise.
So. There wasn't even a lot book-wise this week, to be honest.
No. There's a book coming out that I will review once I get a chance to read it. I haven't picked it out yet. Is the new John Moxley book just called Mox. Kind of a autobiography. From what I've been hearing review-wise, it's being saying it's excellent read, and one of the... See,
he's coming here with all of them. The hose head.
That is hose
We
head.
made that joke earlier.
I told you, yeah. So yeah, that's a good book. I want to check out the Mox book, especially now that he's gone into rehab and he's getting so much support about it. So anything that draws attention to people getting help is nice, and he's always one of my favorite wrestlers. So I want to see it and I want to read it. I'll probably do a review of that one day because NatDaddy Collectibles is about anything pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I do collect wrestling stuff.
Yeah. That's it. That's what we've got for today.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit short. C's not going to like us for that.
Mm-hmm.
But,
one other thing we should probably announce, too, is that it's November 11th, and we just want to...
CC wants to see what you got hiding behind us.
Yeah, we'll do that one day.
That can be another thing. We can do a whole thing showing off some stuff.
For sure. Well, like I said,
there's so much stuff coming back from CGC right now,
yeah.
And even stuff that's just coming here in the mail that's not CGC, just raw.
Yeah.
We could do a whole show on that.
Yeah, we're gonna have maybe some CGC and CBCS announcements coming up of our own in the future as well, like in the new year probably.
Tomorrow.
So. And like I was gonna say too before we end is it is November 11th, so everybody should take a moment to thank anybody who's currently in the service, and definitely remember those who have done what they have for us in the past.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll sign off on that.
Yeah, we'll see everyone next week. No CE, not tomorrow, but we'll see what happens with Disney Plus Day. Maybe we'll jump on some point this weekend.
Sure.
See what we can swing.
We'll do a quick little recap from Disney Plus Day and maybe a quick little review of Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works too.
All right. Thanks to everybody who supports us, and subscribe, like, and share.
Bye.